Peace. All right, today might be the day. We got India and Pakistan holding drills in the Arabian Sea. Looks like this could be the flashpoint. Pakistan's on alert. India cut all the flights to Pakistan. Pakistan did the same thing to India. So, I mean, it's about to get pretty wild, man. We also got India talking about suspensions of the shipping lanes and postal services to Pakistan, as well as Pakistan's reviewing the same options. The United States is telling Americans to avoid going to North Korea, or you could be treated like crap. You can be arrested for no reason. And yeah, bad things could happen to you. We're not on good terms. We have Ukraine and the United States signing a minerals deal, which is going to help Ukraine get aid. And more than likely, anywhere that the United States is digging in Ukraine, they're probably going to have protection. Now, this deal ain't finalized. It's still got to go through the parliament, and it's still got to get approved on our side as well. But the initial details of the deal has been signed. Russia is warning Finland and Sweden that they could use nukes in their country just for them joining NATO and being part of the aggression against their country. So Russia's holding the Zapad 2025 drills in September. Poland's going to be asking NATO to hold their own set of drills. So both sides are going to have hundreds of thousands of troops, hell of equipment right near each other. And Russia's warning something can happen. Poland's saying they're going to take an appropriate response to Russia and Belarus drills because they think that they might be a pretext to invade Poland. But on the other end, Russia and Belarus think that NATO is going to invade into Kaliningrad. Russia is also building up tanks and other military equipment and also renewing bases on the border with Finland, showing that they're taking this very seriously. Europe is having a hard time finding 25,000 troops to send into Ukraine for Russia instead of the initial 64,000 that they wanted to send into Ukraine. Like, what? No, I'm not lying. You can read it for yourself. It's getting crazy, bro. Taiwan is still getting harassed by China. Multiple planes and ships are surrounding the island, and they're also messing with the Philippines right now as they try to take the Sandy Cay. The lawmakers are asking the United States to do more about Chinese fighters in Ukraine, and this could be an escalation because this can normalize other troops fighting in the war, meaning that NATO could actually send their troops in to fight because they know that North Korea, Iran, and of course China are helping Russia on the other side. It might be even other groups we don't even know about. We have New Zealand and the Philippines signing a defense pact. I think Australia did the same thing. So I guess none of these countries are going to avoid war or this World War III with China that's coming up. But anyways, they're going to be able to have each other's military train on each other's territories and run operations on each other's territories. Israel had to cancel their Independence Day because their country was set on fire by Palestinian people, and the Hamas is the one that called for it. They called for the people to burn Israel to the ground. Literally right here, Hamas calls to set fires in Jerusalem. All you have to do is burn. Wow. There was a couple of people that was arrested. Some of the fires are contained. Some of them are still blazing. Officials on the Russian state TV is accusing the UK of helping Ukraine bomb their general, and they're asking for the spilling of British blood. I can only imagine if America was doing that over here, just promoting the death of the Russians, or if the British was, promoting it, which they are promoting war, but, they're not saying let's spill Russian blood. Well, technically they are spilling blood because they're giving the weapons to Ukraine to hit the Russians. So I guess that is. And you know what? Russia's going to do that to America. Watch. When we strike Iran, Russia's going to give Iran shit that can hit us. They're probably going to arm them up, send troops, do all types of shit. Same with North Korea. Same with China, bro. Same with any of our other enemies like the Houthis and Hamas. Like, this is all open game. All right, this is the long version. If you made it here, good job. Congratulations. You're a true follower. If you didn't, I'll see you in the live, or I'll see you next time.
Korea military have just breaking news. North Korea military have just landed in Burkina Faso, and they are organizing themselves very seriously to be deported, to be sent to Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso. They just landed not long ago, and they have been organizing themselves since they landed. They are well prepared, well equipped with every tools that they need. And Captain Ibrahim Traore, the president, has gone to meet them. And he and them are having one-on-one conversation about how they will be positioned here in Burkina Faso to tackle the terrorists that are terrorizing Burkina Faso. Because China, North Korea, Russia, and Ghana have sent their military, and Russia military have arrived, Ghana military have arrived, and now North Korea military too have arrived now. So it's just left with China, and by tomorrow, China, they will be here. So that is the update. They have arrived.
All right.
Breaking news.
All right, shalom, shalom. First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kadash, giving double honors to the apostles,
Anyways,
the elders of the
peace.
GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and women who follow. This is the brother Kratazah from the GMS Nebraska camp, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai. This lesson being entitled Wars and Rumors of Wars. All right, so we've seen the two videos. It's a lot going on. And Lord's will, my goal is to kind of do a deep dive on all these situations that are going on and kind of map it out for the people. But for right now, let's just address a lot what this guy right here is going over. Really good channel on TikTok, Javante the journalist. TikTok ain't so bad. They got guys like him really giving out good news updates. And all this man is setting up for the World War III. All right, so let's get Revelations 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So all this that you've seen, it's all it's all leading to the Third World War. When you go back to the First World War, the Second World War, they only really talk about a few key players. Like in school, they teach you that World War II was England and France and Russia, and then America got involved at the end. That was one side, and they were fighting Germany and Italy and Japan. So those 7 nations, that's what they'll lead you to believe was World War II, when that wasn't the case. When you go to Google and you say how many countries participated in World War II, it says approximately 70 nations participated in World War II. The conflict involved fighting on multiple continents, including Africa, Asia, and Europe, and on the high seas. The war was fought on every continent except Antarctica, with major battlegrounds in Europe, Asia, and Africa. Right? So 70 different countries, took place in World War II. So that's what's going on right now. Everyone has to pick a side. You have to pick a side. The green, it says, are the allies that before the attack on Pearl Harbor, right? So all of these countries were together, before the attack, and then the blue were after the attack. So everybody joined sides with them, right? So the black are the so-called enemies, which you have Germany, and then Italy. You have what's that, like Croatia and those little Romania, those little nations. And then you got Japan, and you got Korea, and that's like Myanmar, Ethiopia and Somalia, Libya, Finland. So you see all these countries. Initially, Russia was on their side as well, but Germany turned on Russia. So then Russia became part of the Allies. and then you have your so-called neutral countries, but everybody had to pick a side, and that's why you're seeing him going over all these different battlefronts and all these different countries who you think will have nothing to do with America versus Russia, but everybody does. Everybody's going to have to pick a side. All right, this is Matthew 24:6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Right? So this has to happen. All right. It's a lot of saber rattling going on, a lot of talks, a lot of rumors, a lot of people, doing different drills, just mustering themselves into the battle. When you go to battle, you don't want to be cold, so to speak. You want to be nice and warmed up, ready to go, adrenaline pumping. You're in that warrior mindset, and that's what these countries are doing. They're getting that warrior mindset. But here in America, they just tell you to go on with your life. Keep the wool over their eyes until it's too late. Because once you find out, that you should have been prepared, it's already too late. You're not prepared. All right, and that's not to say that we depend on anything physical, right? Because our trust is in Yahweh Shem Yahshai. That's our preparation, though. That is our form of preparation, right? The Spirit's giving us utterance to know before, to speak before, So 2 Esdras chapter 9 and verse 5, it says, "For like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is made manifest." So this is the end being made manifest right in front of our eyes. You're having, NATO and Russia, and you got who is it? Taiwan versus China, Israel versus Iran, and all these different places are getting funds from one side or the other. Some of them probably getting funds from both sides, because that's just how Esau does. He doesn't play fair, play by the rules. He makes the rules up as he goes. But this is his kingdom, so he's allowed to do that, I guess. But all signs is pointing to the Third World War, which there's going to be a significant thing about this Third World War. It's Revelation 17 and 16. It says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." So when you go into the 10 horns that hate the whore, let me see. Let me see. Ah, man, come on. There used to be let me see. That's what it was, greatmeltstone.info. Possibly, I might be able to find it. Camp signs. Hey, call you Shemashai. Right, so it says that these 10 shall hate the whore. So this is what it's speaking about. Greece, Italy, Spain, France, West Germany, the UK, Portugal, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Canada, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Turkey, the whore is the United States, Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic. These are who's gonna Sakya. That's the beast. It's talking about these are gonna hate the whore. Germany, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, That's another German. The British and the Greeks. They're all gonna hate America. All right, they're gonna hate America, and all this animosity that we're going through right now that he's speaking about, all that anger and fury is going to be poured upon America, and that's how America's going to go down. That's why it says that it shall never be inhabited. That's why it says that it's going to be burnt with fire, because they've oppressed every nation in one way or another. So they're going to get it double into them double according to their words. All right. Yeah, so like I said, I want to do a little bit more research on all of these different arenas within the World War III. And Lord as well, I can edify the flock. But definitely just wanting to put this out as a preemptive strike, so to speak. To lay the groundwork, and we can build from here. So with that being said, Lord as well, this is edifying. And only give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakar giving double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and the women who follow. Shalom.